after it was sort of like the story was broken. We saw Angel Reese post on X, and I wanna read her post. I want to read her post, and we'll sort of talk about it from there. But this is like shocking news. Also, I'll read the article that accompanies the story about her getting fired. So yeah, let's first take a look at what take a look at what Angel Reese had to say after it was over, or after the announcement was made. All right, so Angel Reese posted on X saying, "I am heartbroken. I'm literally lost for words knowing that this woman meant so much to me in such a pivotal point in my life. She was the only person that believed in me, the only one that trusted me. Many don't even know what it's like to be a black woman in sports when nobody believes in you. You had a tough job. All the crazy circumstances that we went through this year, when your back was against the wall, you always believed. I came to Chicago because of you. You were an unsung hero in my life. We built a relationship in a short amount of time that will last forever. I'll never question God why he brings people in my life and takes them away from me in the capacity that I need them. But I've always believed everyone is in your life for a reason and a season. You were the best reason and season. You didn't deserve this, but I can't thank you enough. I love you, Tspoon." And she tagged Tspoon. Clearly, Angel Reese is not in support of this firing. Clearly, she's not in support. And guys, I don't get it. The reason why I don't get it is because you were building something new. You were building something new. You have your core post players in Camila Cardoso and Angel Reese. You have your core. Your core was happy. Angel Reese was very, very happy with Tspoon. Like you could tell, like her and Tspoon, they were close, very, very close. We also saw that Tspoon got along really well with Kennedy Carter. Kennedy Carter had great stuff to say about her. Great stuff. Enjoyed what Teresa Weatherspoon meant to her and to the team. And I'm at a loss for words, guys. I was on another stream, and then somebody gave a super chat saying that Tspoon was fired, and I truly, guys, I'm gonna say this. Shout out to J Spot on J Spot Network, because J Spot sent me a Instagram DM earlier today saying that there's rumblings about Tspoon leaving or getting fired, and I told her is no way that the Chicago Sky is firing Tspoon. And then a couple hours later, now she's getting fired. And I don't get it. I think it makes zero sense to me. I'm shocked. I really am. Maybe some of y'all are not shocked. I am absolutely shocked, guys. This was her first year. Yes, the Sky was not that great this year. They've dealt with a lot of injuries. And also, this is a team that is brand spanking new. Why would you hire a first-year coach if you were not a first-year pro head coach? Why would you hire her if you were not willing to go through the trials and tribulations that it takes to have a first-year coach? Why would you hire that? What was the point? What was the point, Chicago Sky, in hiring her, knowing that she's a first-year coach, just to up in and fire her? I don't understand it. Now, guys, we will be finding out more information soon. You know how these things go. We're gonna find out more information soon about specifically what has happened. But yeah, that's the news so far. I do want to get into specifically the article that was wrote about it. Because Annie Costabile wrote a article sort of breaking the story. I think she broke the story, and then everybody else started making articles after that. And so I wanna get into that. Omega Khan says Chicago should have made the playoffs. Yeah, Chicago could have made the playoffs. Absolutely. I think the Sky are actually in a better position because they didn't make the playoffs than if they would have made the playoffs. But yeah, they could have made the playoffs. Polo says, "Oh no, that's messed up." Yeah, it is. It is. It is. Latoya says that's pretty. It's pretty heartbreaking. It is. Yeah. It's it's tough. It's tough because you have your franchise player in Angel Reese. Angel Reese is the franchise player. Like she is. The player who a lot of WNBA players want to play with. I think if you're a GM, if you're the ownership of a team, you want to make sure that your franchise player is happy, and you want to make sure that they bring in top talent. So the fact that Angel Reese is this upset, clearly she did not co-sign this decision. And yes, she's a rookie, or technically not anymore because her first season's over. But just because she is the rookie does not mean you shouldn't consult with her. I just think that's the case. Mike says Reese is not a franchise player. She is though. In terms of attention, in terms of centering a team around the player, yes. Is she the best player on the team? No. Franchise player to me does not always mean the best player on the team. It means the centerpiece for the team. It means that the player who really makes stuff shake, and that's Angel Reese. It is. And now I'm just like, man, how does Angel trust this team? How does she trust the management? How does I don't know, man. I am at a loss of words. I am at a loss for words. So let's just get into the article. Let's get into the article and talk about it. Let's just do that. Okay. All right, so the article says Sky fire Teresa Weatherspoon after one season. Again, this was written by Annie Constable at this moment, this is about 50 minutes ago. All right, so let's just go down and read the article. Let's go down and read the article. Says the Sky have fired head coach Teresa Weatherspoon less than a year after her hire, according to multiple league sources. In her first year, Weatherspoon led the Sky to a 13-27 record and failed to make the playoffs for the first time in 5 years. Less than a year removed from the team's says the Sky are looking for their fourth head coach. James Wade was the Sky's championship-winning coach and GM. He is saying that he left. Yep. So yeah, if y'all remember, James Wade, he was both the coach and the GM. He left the Chicago Sky and said, "Peace up, A-Town down." Went up north to Canada, Toronto, to be an assistant coach for the Toronto Raptors. All right. After that decision was made, if y'all used to watch Talking Sky with Quita and Mom when we were sitting in our car and talk about stuff after the games. After that announcement was made, we ended up making a video, and me and Mama talked about it, and I was like, hey, we got to figure out who the new coach is. I want Tspoon. I said that after James Wade left the Chicago Sky, went to become an assistant coach in the NBA. I said that I wanted Tspoon to be the head coach for this guy. It took a couple months. But ultimately, Teresa Weatherspoon was eventually hired as the head coach for this season. We saw that this team, they had an interim coach in between the time that James Wade left and Teresa Weatherspoon was hired. You had Emery Vatansever, he was the assistant coach at the time for James Wade. He became the interim head coach for the last half of last season, and he thought that maybe he might get the head coach gig, right? Because he got the team to the playoffs, even though James Wade left. They didn't give him the head coach gig. They sent them packing, brought in Teresa Weatherspoon. Again, guys, she has not even made it in a full year. She was hired in October, guys. Teresa Weatherspoon was hired in October. We are in September. She hasn't even been on with the team for a whole year yet. All right. It says the franchise touted her as the coach to lead them into a new era alongside Clea Copper, who, yes, was at the time like the franchise player. But Copper did request a trade. We all know this in the offseason. The Sky were trying to get Skylar Diggins-Smith and Nneka Ogwumike to go to the team. Skylar and Nneka liked the Sky. They liked Teresa Weatherspoon, but they did not like the infrastructure that the Sky had around the team, i.e. training facilities, amenities for players, that type of stuff. So both Skylar and Nneka Ogwumike decided to go over to Seattle. And because they chose not to go to the Chicago Sky, shortly after that, Clea Copper said that she wanted a trade. So Clea Copper wanted a trade, and she'd already, I guess, supposedly she'd already said that she wanted a trade if they weren't able to get certain pieces. They weren't able to get them, so they traded her to Phoenix. We then leveraged that into the number 7 pick in this past draft, which gives us Angel Reese. So now we have Angel Reese. We also have Camila Cardoso, right? And this team is looking to build, right? You signed Kennedy Carter to a training camp contract, and it's like, okay, well, what's going on? What's going on with this team? Okay. We have a interesting season, a season that's filled with a whole bunch of injuries and whatnot. But ultimately, we make it through the year. Yes, the Sky do not make the playoffs, but it's promise for the future, right? It's promise for the future that, brand new coach, give her a little bit more time. Yes, some of her play calls, some of the X's and O's strategy in terms of the specific stuff that they were running. Sometimes it didn't make sense, right? You were trying to run, the team was trying to run a sort of post-centered structure in terms of offense, but you didn't have guards who could really pass the ball to the post, right? So you were trying to force a lot of the guards into a role that is not natural to them. You struggle to shoot. Post play, you kind of had it on lock, but other than that, you were struggling. But it's one of those things where, new players, everybody's feeling each other out. I chalk it up to, learning year. It's all right. No issues at all. But now you fire her, and I'm just like, what? What's happening? What in the world is going on? That is my question, guys. That is my question. Does anyone know what in the world is going on with Chicago Sky? What? Like, I'm wearing the Sky shirt. I've been wearing the shirt all day. I've been rocking for the Chicago Sky all day. I've been talking to people today about the team. I literally was just talking earlier today about how excited I was about Tspoon and and the future for this team. Yes, X's and O's left a lot to be desired, but she showed that she was real. She really, 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 really cared for this team. Really, really did. And she cared for these players. And it was clear. And I thought, give her some time. Because I'm okay. I'm okay with giving coaches 3 years. Like that's what I believe in. I believe in giving coaches 3 years and then seeing what they got. Shanna says, can you turn on subscriber only chat? I thought I had subscriber only chat on. Let me check. I thought I had subscriber only chat. But guys, if y'all could please do me a huge favor and hit that like button. Please, please, please hit that like button. That really does help the channel out a whole lot, guys. I make content all about women's basketball. If that's your thing, please, please, please hit that like button. Also hit that subscribe button as well. But yeah, so we are in subscriber only chat. All right. Thank you so much, Brian, for the super chat. Says, wow, the Sky were predicted to finish 12th, which they didn't. This major announcement puts the start of the Sky season in a tailspin. It absolutely does. This team, they announced that they were going to have a new practice facility that's going to start to get built on in Bedford Park, right? You are trying to really get players to believe that the Sky are willing to invest in infrastructure. You're really trying to build out stuff. You're trying to sort of figure out what your core is because, again, this team is in limbo. When you look at 2022, the top 5 scorers, none of them are currently on the team in 2022. The top 5 scorers in 2022, nobody is on the team. The only player from 2022 that's still on the team is Dana Evans. That's it. That's the only player. Even last year, the majority of our top players were not on the team to start this year, and with Marina Mabrey getting traded, by the end of the year, wasn't on the team. Like, this team has gone through so much transition. All brand new head coaches. All brand new assistant coaches. Brand new assistant coaches, brand new head coach, brand new GM. Basically, the entire roster got turned upside down. And I'm just like, you're gonna upend it again. You're upending everything again. Because with the new head coach comes new assistant coaches, means there is no real synergy between players and coaches. Because these players, these newer players and players who will still be on the team next year, they got used to towards the end of the season. They at least got used to what Tspoon was doing. Now everything has to be changed. It's crazy. Booker B, thanks so much for the super chat, says the social media manager was fired. Also, I think they are gentrifying the team, in my opinion. Connor was fired? Guys, the Chicago Sky had, I thought he was fantastic. I probably shouldn't have actually said his name. I thought the Chicago Sky social media manager, I thought he was great. I really liked him. Is that true, or I thought he just left? I didn't know that actually happened. I had no idea. I thought he left on his own accord. I thought he's great. I know that it was his last day, and I ended up commenting on his post. I didn't know he was laid off. I thought he was just leaving and doing something else. I didn't know that was the case at all. That's terrible. I like them. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what is going on. Oh, so he tweeted about it. Okay, so I must have missed that tweet. I saw something that was like a farewell, and I commented on it. I didn't. Maybe I thought I read the whole tweet. I don't remember it. I thought I really liked him. That's a bummer. I don't know why they fired him. I thought he was doing a good job. I thought he was doing a good job. So I'm not sure. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what's going on with the Chicago Sky. I just know that I give this guy a lot of money. I literally just renewed my season tickets. I give them a substantial amount of money, and I'm bummed about it because the Sky, I don't know why. There has to be more to the story, guys. There has to be more to the story. Now, according to this article, by Annie, they're getting rid of Teresa Weatherspoon. It does not say why they're getting rid of her, but they're getting rid of her. We all know that she had a really good relationship with Angel Reese. We know that Angel Reese is really upset about it. She really does not like what has transpired. We know that Tspoon didn't even make it a whole year before she got fired.